It's going. Hey, good morning. You guys there? Danless, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Bob.
This. Maybe I need to turn on my microphone.
Maybe he's trying to go to work for me. He's trying to take my briefcase.
Unmute.
You're at work.
Danless, can you hear me? If you can, wave your hands. Maybe you don't have your speakers on. Okay, you got it. All right, perfect. All right, Michelle Whitley, can you hear me? Hey.
I can. Hi.
Enrique and Angie, just so you know, you guys don't have a camera, and that's fine, and you're muted, and that's okay. You don't have to speak, but just I can tell that you're muted, so we can't hear you. Hey, Michelle. Let's see.
I'll probably go to mute here in a minute. I've got some youngins.
No problem. We appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. I'll go mute it and just listen in.
Well, I might have to mute too. I got some young agents in here, so. Oh, nice. I see. Also, you do have to. Hey, buddy. Awesome. Okay, well, it's time. So let's get started, and we'll get cranked. I'm going to shut this. Make sure I fill it with water. All right, and Jim's teaching a class here in the other room here in about half an hour on the contract. So just wanting people wandering through and doing that. So, hey, Sandra, how are you?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. Good to see you. All right, so let me get off of this. Let's see. Is what? Let's see. Well, I don't know if I have everybody. Let's see if I can see everybody. There are more people down here. No, I don't. Well, I can't tell. I may not be able to. I don't know it well enough. So. Well, like some people either turn their camera off or like, hey, look, I just woke up and I don't want the world doing that. All right. So like Michelle just turned hers off. All right. So. And that's
I had to get ready to hop in the car. I'm listening in for the next 15 minutes.
All right, perfect. Isn't that beautiful the way you can do that?
I love it.
It's a beautiful life, I do this, I'm getting my MBA and it's all online. All the professors do Zoom sessions for most of their stuff, and you can log in. It's beautiful because people are in their car, they're listening. It's just an amazing technology the way we can do things. So. All right, let me get our PowerPoint up. By the way, if you want the PowerPoint, if you're not here and you want the PowerPoint, I posted it on Henry K page on Facebook. So the actual PowerPoint, if you want to watch it, you can see it on my screen, of course, as we go through it. But if you want to follow along. All right. Hey, Sasha, are you at the Wesley Chapel office?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. You didn't know we were talking to you. Hey, how are you guys?
Good, good. We were having difficulty connected to the internet here.
Oh, well, you figured it out somehow. How'd you get it figured out?
I use my phone as a hotspot.
Look at that. So there's no internet there?
No.
Is there anybody else? Okay, if Carmelo wanders in, if not, I know Jim. Well, I guess we won't worry about it now. Jim's going to be teaching a class, so it might be later this afternoon. He can show you how to reset the router, or if someone wanders in who has an office there, because some of the people have offices there, they can walk through how to do it. So you get the router reset. Good job, though. Way to figure it out. You weren't going to let things like that stop you.
That's right.
No way. Yeah, exactly. This is simple. We got this.
Plus, I'm married to a computer nerd, so.
Mom, see, there you go. Momto. Again, I don't know how to say my part exactly in Polish, but exactly. All right. So let me start the slideshow from the beginning. Okay, so now we're all here. Welcome. We're going to get right into it. We don't go through the fluff. Starting with session 3, fluff is gone. It's only for the survivors, the ones that are ready to roll. So we've been dialoguing a little bit in our meeting before the meeting. It's a meeting, right? About this. We're going to cover our 2 sessions, our 2 systems, and then I want to dialogue with some of the people that are here that are doing some open houses. I want to hear from you. If you guys have any feedback, so feel free to jump in. And hey, Angie, is that Angie Emerson? You're on mute, so, and no camera, so I think that's you in the Orlando market. That's good news. Orlando market may not be having many people because Michael Mayer's in. He's doing a Gen. Yeah. He's doing a Gen event.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Angie, how are you?
Good.
Good. I hear you. I don't see you, but that's perfect. So, good deal. I just want to make sure you can hear us. You can hear us fine?
Yes.
Awesome. Good deal. Is Noah there?
Yes.
Here.
Hey, Noah, what's going on? Good deal. All right. Good deal. All right. So, anyway, so in the Orlando market, Michael Mayer, the author of the book, 7 Communication Office, is down doing this big, they do the pre ones where they come to offices and try and promote these big events, and now he's doing Gen big all-day affair, which is great stuff, by the way. If you ever get a chance to see him come in, he does a fantastic job, and it's part of what we believe, right? The Go Give Mass. We're going to cover that here in a minute on the orange groves, but we may not have as many Orlando people together. So anyway, so new business out of thin air plans in the corner. So this is where we keep the traffic generating events, right? Remember, we start with the concept that this is not hard, right? This is simple. Okay, good job, all right? All my people here, we're on board, so that's perfect. We teach bank-owned open houses or other traffic generating events, all right? Again, the key to a good traffic generating event is, in the name itself, traffic, right? Okay. All right. A good traffic generating event is one that generates traffic. Put that on a test sometime. Define traffic generating event. One that generates traffic. Okay. Technically, as a teacher, I cannot argue with that answer, right? That's a quality answer. All right. Exactly. I'm not one of those teachers. I'm taking a language portion of my MBA right now. Good definition. So he wants brevity, right, on some of the definitions. Pretty high level stuff. Right? I have a math degree, and I'm self-teaching myself. Natural logs, all this stuff. Pretty high. And some of my people are freaking out. Right? You can see on the post, there's 400 people in the class, right? And so, though we're not all online at any time, and the pressure's pretty standoffish, like, hey, look, you're a graduate, you have to teach yourself this. I'm here to answer any questions you've got, but, figure it out. And these people are just like the wine session on the board. It's like, hilarious. I can't get my answers. I'm having a YouTube and figure out what's go dig and find it. Anyway, so part of it was I get a really good answer on the time value of an annuity. And I got like 4.5 out of 5 points. And he said a better answer would have been, and he posted this. Oh, he said, okay, so I guess I'm allowed to use the formula in the answer. My thought was he's certainly not looking for, hey, this is minus this equals this. Definition of this is this minus this. Hello, you think if A plus B equals C, well, define C. Okay, C is A plus B. All right, okay. That's good for you. That's good to know. I'll do it next time. So, anyway, I got off on a tangent here, so I apologize. But here's the deal. I know who, and you can raise your hand if you're on camera, if not on camera, who has done a traffic generating event if you're in the room within the last 2 weeks? Okay, Janice, yes. All right, everybody here. Lisa's so busy she doesn't have to. Which is good. All right, that's great. Okay, because you're going to see one of our assignments next time for our next session is to either come with 3 contracts or evidence that you've done 2 traffic generating. All right, So if you're so busy, so I mean, hey, I don't want you to traffic generated events, great, then you better show me 3 contracts. And by the way, future agents, I have access to this platform, I can check, all right, and verify what you're telling me,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay, or if they are, then you're gonna get in trouble. Oh, I'm coming. Right? So we're gonna figure out one way or another, I'll get you. So, so the key is this, guys. We have to get traffic, all right, to convert, right? So we got to start there. Brian and Heidi, thank you very much. My logarithms. Brian and Heidi have had some traffic generating events lately. Tell us a little bit, and if you can speak up loudly so they can hear you.
I will do my best.
Okay.
We've actually started since the first session of the last week of August doing open houses that are bank foreclosures. We started in West Tampa. We actually got 5 times the town and country area of Tampa. We had about 5 customers show up. We collected their information. A few of them, that wasn't the right house for them, but we actually have them in the pipeline looking for properties. And we held another.
Now, hang on for a second. Again, I'm going to go back to a little bit of review. Do those people that you say are in the pipeline, do they meet the 4 criteria? Okay, let's talk about 4 criteria again. 4 criteria are able to buy, right? That means financeable. Okay, everybody, this is a review for you on camera as well. Okay, able to buy, needs to buy. Okay, like, hey, look, you know what? There's a motivation there. All right. Willing to buy, meaning that, hey, look, if you can find me something 30% below market, I'll buy. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, you and I both want it. I'd buy it for 20% below market. Okay. And I'll bid you. Right. And it's they want to buy now, not sometime in the next millennia. Okay. All right. And then last is loyal to you. Right. And Barbara, to your point that we spoke about earlier, those that come in and say, hey, I'll work with another realtor. Obviously, they're not going to be loyal to you, or you got to convince them, are you really working with another realtor? We talk about that in dialogue. And if they truly are, then let them go and have a great day. Sounds like someone got you squared away, and that's all I need to know. But I'm not going to put you on the list, right? Because you don't meet the 4 criteria. Now, whether you state that to them in their face or not is up to you. But in some form or another, I've even had that. Say, hey, look, you know what? For me to even really be willing to put my time, right? I have 4 criteria you got to meet. And I've gone through that with them. Okay. So are those people in the pipeline?
Out of 9, like that, town and country open house that we did 3 or 4, yeah, 3 since the last
3 different times you were at that same house.
Yeah, since the first session. And I think you're right, about 4 of them are have that criteria.
Perfect.
9 for them. And then we did another one this past week. We did 2 this past weekend. And those we had a really good flow. It was about 5 to 6 people each day. So we got about 10 people coming by, neighbors, everything like that. And from those, we have, I think, about 3.
That meet the 4 criteria.
That meet the 4, yeah.
So 4 the 3 is 7. Out of how many open houses?
They've done total 6.
Okay, so are we hearing me? I mean, you guys, people call BS on me a lot when I say that open houses. Okay, you guys are beating my average. You have 7 in 6, right? You're ahead of schedule. You understand that? We're only looking for 1 a day on average, right? And if you get 1 a day, you might have 3 on the market, all right? And then Freddy Krueger's in the house, or something's going on. There's some feedback. So he's like, so that's what we're looking to do. Now let me ask you this: how did you, when you walk in the door, share with the group how you are getting them to know if they meet the 4 criteria? They meet the 4 criteria, and especially now before, how they're loyal to you. And you guys care sharing?
Yeah. Well, I think the last two that we did would be the best example to do. So we would
We
welcome
just
them in.
basically probed a lot of questions,
Mhm.
what they were looking for.
Mhm.
We did ask them if they were working with another agent.
Fair enough.
Most said that they were not.
Okay.
And I basically said that, I said, we would be happy to help find your new home here in New Tampa or in the Tampa Bay area, if this isn't the right one for you.
Perfect.
Some of them did give all their criteria, what they were looking for.
Yeah.
And we actually got one that was there for almost, 2 hours.
Yeah.
And they were interested in that home.
Sure.
And they actually filled out the rest of the criteria of our sign-in sheet, that they want a CMA of their current home.
Nice.
So yes, I said, so.
Well, there's an example of, I think you made the point that our open house / buyers can lead us to our listings rather than having to have listings for a buyer.
Yeah,
Correct.
correct.
Right?
Yes,
So now you're eyeball to eyeball with that.
right.
Let's say you're working with buyers and they truly have a home to sell, right?
Yeah.
It's doubtful, highly doubtful, just so you know, that you're gonna have to have a conversation about that another realtor coming in.
Paul,
Yeah.
can you put the microphone on your, on you, because we cannot hear you.
Yeah. You can't hear me or them?
We cannot hear you.
Really?
Oh,
That's the first.
Yeah, no kidding. So right now, you can't hear me or you can?
Cannot.
Anybody else? No?
We can hear everybody else.
Maybe.
I can hear you better now, but I couldn't hear you earlier, but I could hear the other people when they spoke. But now I hear you better as well.
Well,
We
maybe
cannot
because
hear
I'm
you.
closer to the mic. That's interesting. So,
That's perfect right there.
okay.
You
how
have
about-
to
I'll
put
move
it on
a
your
little bit.
face.
Yes or no? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I guess maybe I was off to the side. I was thinking it would just pick it up, so I'll stay in front a little bit. All right. Perfect. Good deal. Sorry about that. So you know what? You needed it. As long as you heard them, that's good to go anyway, by the way. Because we were talking about, right, the 4 criteria. You heard that? Did you hear the 4 criteria reminder again? Yes? No. Okay, got some no. So,
No.
we talked about that Brian and Heidi, thank you, good Lord. Okay, I'm going to get that through. Heidi. Okay, so I can think of the disc profile. I'm a high D.
Yep.
All right. Okay, got it.
Exactly.
Okay, there you go.
It's
All
like
right.
an H and a T.
That's right, exactly. So Brian and Heidi have been in 6 open houses, bank-owned open houses, and they're working currently with 7 people over that time period, and all 7 meet 4 criteria. Remember, the 4 criteria of what we call a buyer. That is able to buy, which means they can get financing, right? Very important part of the criteria, okay, right? All the willingness and the needs to and the loyal to you in the world for somebody that has a 480 credit score does you no good, all right? So you've got to have able to buy be one of the criteria, right? I'm sorry? Okay, able to buy. Number 2, needs to buy, right? Needs to buy is somebody that has a motivation in them, right? There's a reason why they need to get going, why they need to make things happen. They're up against a lease. They've got a kid on the way. There's a job transfer. Thank you, Elisa. All sorts of needs, right, that are causing them needing to buy. Third is willing to buy, right? And willing to buy, we talked about the fact that they're not just saying, hey, yeah, if you could find me something 30% below the market, I'll buy. Well, yeah, good for you, all right? Yeah. The answer is no, I'd buy it for 20% below market and still outbid you and still get a good deal. So that's not a willing to buy. Somebody, hey, look, if you find me a steal of the century, which is not happening right now anyway, right? Agree? Okay? Then it's not going to happen. And number 4, the last one, is loyal to you, right? Loyal to you, meaning that, hey, look, I'm not working with 6 other realtors. I'm not getting, email distribution lists from the MLS from 14 other people, all right? None of that stuff. And many times, we had this discussion, would point blank tell people at an open house, hey, look, in order for me to spend time working for you, if I'm going to represent you as a buyer, I've got 4 criteria, and I'd go through them, right? And I'd say, hey, look, that means we need to get you with a lender to make sure that you're able to buy. I need to, ask you some questions to make sure that you kind of need to buy. And if not, that's okay, but I'm going to probably put you on a work with later list, right? And again, that's offensive. Well, great, good on you, but I don't get paid by the hour. All right. I would tell you, look, I get paid by getting deals done, and I get it. If you're not ready to get a deal done, no problem. All right. But I don't want to spin my wheels or bug you or pretend like, you're in my pipeline. Okay. And I would use terms like that to say, hey, look, again, you're never going to see them again. Right. If they walk out the door and you've offended them, right, and you don't have a scheduled time to go show property with them next week, you're never going to see them again. This whole idea that you put them on a list and, hey, this is great, I'm going to follow up and follow up and follow up and follow up, and nobody returns my call, and they loved me at the open house, and now, trust me, guys get this. They loved me on Friday night at the bar, all right, but now all of a sudden they won't return my call, okay? All right, guys get this, right? And so if they're not returning your call, all right, you haven't won them over. They've moved on, right? They found a better looking dude, okay? All right, and so it's just, that's so true, right? It's right. Exactly. We won't go there, right? But it's so the reality is that we're going to get a date from the open house. Okay, we're locking in. Hey, let's meet for coffee or let's meet for drinks again or something like that. All right, and if we don't do that, then we're not getting a return call. Okay,
And it's really important about the eyeball to eyeball, because most of the customers that came in on Saturday, Sunday, we started building the report with them and asking them why were they out looking.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting because this one couple that was actually in Palm Harbor wants to move over to New Tampa, and they were just out for the day to go to the aquarium, but somehow they just found their way up in New Tampa.
Yeah. By the way, the aquarium's not in New Tampa.
No.
So, and they wanted to wait actually until April when they're
Makes sense to me.
They don't want to disturb that for her.
Sure.
So, but they want to use us. They said, hey, just send me some stuff,
Let's get the ball rolling, and there's nothing, again, that's ideal, right? But you put them on the calendar, and they're not paying your but they're not paying your November mortgage, right? Because they're not going to buy till April, and that's great, all right? People say, well, that seems like you're just thinking about the money. Well, here's the reality: is you know what? When my mortgage is due, I think about the money. So you can pretend all you want that you're doing it for the esoteric good feeling you get out of helping people. I get that. That's great, and there's nothing wrong with it. All right. But esoteric good feelings don't pay your mortgage. Right. And again, this is not for the faint of heart. This, I'm not here to blow smoke up your backside. If you're going to do this business, do it. 100K is not going to happen by falling out of bed. It's going to take a disciplined, concerted, here's what I'm going to do effort that I'm going to make this business work for me. All right? Period. Okay. Absolutely. And nothing happens unless the seed is sown. All right? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, fire away. We got a question. Names for the group again. Hey, it's All right, she's here.
So, first of all, someone is ready his financing. Do you take their word or they say, yes, I'm pre-approved for it? Can you send me a pre-approval letter? Or my email? Just shoot it over to me. Or do you have it? Okay, I'll take a peek.
What do you guys have? That's perfect. I agree with that 100%.
We do the same thing. We usually ask it. or if they would be really quick if they already are. If they're
Yeah.
not, then we had the luxury of having Bo Hartley, who
With
was
you.
at the 100K.
Yeah.
He showed up
He came on
Sunday.
Nice.
Sunday, yeah.
So we said, if anybody needs to speak to a financial, we have, Bo right
Awesome.
here.
Have a lender there at your open house is a great idea for two purposes, right? You can get people pre-qualified. It's a win-win. You establish a relationship with a lender that you trust that can then, when he has deals that happen, you're referring back and forth, number one. Number two, safety. Now, you guys already had two people, but if you're, single and out there doing it, having another person there, I guarantee having a second person there. I have never, all the Facebook posts you hear, and they're tragic stories of people being abducted and harmed and all this kind of stuff at showings. None of them have I ever seen when there were multiple agents or multiple people in the house at the time of the abduction. I've never heard of it.
It's funny, the couple that actually stayed like 2 hours long. When she walked in, I introduced myself, and she asked me, she was walking around and asked if they had any questions, and she's like, why are there snakes?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, we work together, and told her preferred lender, and if you have any question about financing, he's there. And I like to be alone, so I like to have company.
Yeah, right.
And for safety reasons, I told her this.
That's
I
perfect.
told her just like that. She's like, oh, okay. And we actually bounced off of each other, all three of us, with questions that she had, and even not even pertaining to, lending or stuff like that, just house stuff in general as well. So it always helps to have, more people that.
100%
Always
great.
go as a team. Do nobody?
Me and
You
Brian.
guys never go by yourselves.
You haven't, right?
Well, no.
No. I have done it by myself before,
Yes.
but bank loan I haven't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It just depends.
Yeah. I highly recommend having someone there and having a lender there. Again, these guys get along great. All right. They're kind of an anomaly sometimes because realtors don't always get along great. So as a broker of 1,300 of you, all right. I had to learn early in my brokerage career that some of my biggest issues were my issues amongst our own agents, right? And disputes among them. So with that in mind, that's awesome that you guys have them get along great and there's no, issues in that. That's wonderful. Frankly, they're splitting the leads, right? Or splitting the stuff out of here. So if you just had a lender there and you're the only realtor, then all the deals that come in are yours. You know what I mean? And so there's nothing split. I'm not poo-pooing what they're doing at all. I think it's awesome. You guys are doing great. But just, the idea of having a lender there would be awesome because that way all the leads are yours, right? As they come in. So again, everybody got the 4 criteria? Okay, that was question 1. We'll come back to you, Barbara, in a second. Okay, does that answer your question, by the way? Okay.
I've been getting some for the bank loan open house, and it might be even better than we found. What's your experience?
We
Well,
find them worse during the weekend.
Well, we started doing it during the week, but we actually did them from either 4 to 6 or 5 to 7
During the week?
during the week.
Yeah, later.
We've done them on Saturday from 1 to 3,
1 to
1
4.
to 4. So whatever day that you feel comfortable that meets your schedule.
Yeah.
Because there are weekends that may have buyers that want to go out. So I would rather do an open house during the week so I can spend time with my buyers on the weekend.
I always thought it was weekend and, but it kind of depends on the house too, so.
Yeah.
Again, and I agree 100%. So the location and the timing of an open house is going to be, the success of that is going to be determined by the amount of, thank you. Okay. And so some houses are going to be better for a midweek 5 to 7 because it happens to be right off of Del Mabry when, things are flying by, people are driving home from work or whatever, okay, and then you can have a heavy traffic time. Others are going to be more suitable for, again, there's only one way to find that out, though, is to do them and figure out what's going to generate traffic.
The best thing about doing bank foreclosures, try to get one that's actually close to a main artery road and not too many turns into a neighborhood, like Bob said, because once you get into deep development, people are going to get lost.
Yeah, right. And then if one sign
That goes
goes
for
down,
even
so-
regular open houses, because I did them up in Land O'Lakes. Nobody show up.
Right.
Because they're too far back.
Right, and people say, by the fourth turn, they just give up. Yeah.
Yes. That's what we do.
I would do like it again. You know, that same one that you said that you got to do.
Yes.
The snow during the week. Try the same one in the weekend.
Oh, I told you about the house. I can't remember which group we did. Hey, good morning. Okay, I can't remember which group we told this to, but that one house in Newport Richey, I told you I sat it for 7.5 months. Yeah, right, Veterans Village, right, exactly. At 7.5 months and converted like 70 some odd deals. I can attribute to the people I met. And it was overpriced, it wasn't going to sell. It didn't matter to me, it was just generating good traffic. You know what I mean? And so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And hope if it's a really good one, it's generating a lot of traffic, hope it doesn't sell. Right? Because it's the goose that's laying golden eggs, and you don't want to kill that goose, right? And so
it's basically the same two houses with the same broker, which is out of Orlando. And it's, we held the one in West Tampa, 3 times? Or no, 4 times.
Yep.
And the house up in Tampa Palms twice.
and how'd you get, by the way, let's go back, how did you get the relationship with the REO broker?
I borrowed Bob's letter,
Okay.
boiler template, saying, hey, try to make a win-win situation of holding the houses open for them, and that, we'll check on the property and send you an update. And I sent out 5 letters to different.
Letters or emails?
Emails.
Okay. By the way, that's on the 100K page, boilerplate you talked about.
Right. I sent it out, and only one agent responded back saying, yes, you can hold mine open, which is the ones that we're doing. I had 2 responses saying, no, I don't want you to hold my bank open. So I just moved on.
Right.
And the others never responded at all.
Perfect.
So,
but
it only takes one.
Yeah, that's right.
The same one, she told us, hey, I have this one. I told her first. Yeah, let's go, let's switch. And we just went to the house.
So, I was telling that group, can you guys hear me okay? Okay, good. So I was telling that same agent yesterday in Orlando, right? That, so about 2 years ago, an agent in the Jacksonville office reached out to the HUD, the local HUD broker. Because, nowadays, I told you, that's where I cut my teeth. I learned I was doing these, the HUDs were listed in the paper. We've come a long way since, all right? And HUD, if you go to HUDhomestore.com, is where you can search for all the current HUD, which are FHA foreclosures, right? By the way, you should have, if you go there, let me just do a quick commercial. I've got a class on FHR University to show you how to set up your own account on HUDhomestore.com, right? I want to be clear on this because you will need my information to set up your account. But please, 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 to the 8th power, okay? Set up your own account. Do not set it up in my name. Because inevitably, if you set it up in my name and you win that bid, because it's a sealed bid, I get the email alone, and they say, congratulations, and I say, welcome to Florida. WTF, right, okay? Right? Who is this? Right? And and so then we have to put an email out to everybody. Hey, if you had a HUD deal in, and you only got 24 hours to get the final paperwork in, and you've got to get it overnighted up to Atlanta, and yet there's a process that gets going, right? So you need to be notified, and the clock's already ticking, and you're already on 18 hours into your 24-hour period. Now you're scrambling to get that done. Right? It's once you get there, all right. The HUD, were you looking at the contract? Okay, sorry.
It's gonna come in, well, when you guys.
Well, you're more than welcome to stay. Jim's going to be rolling through 1:30 probably. So it's up to you, but you're more than welcome. Okay, cool. What was I saying?
The offer, 18, you got 18 hours.
Yeah, 18 hours, right. Oh, when you go to HUDhomestore.com, it'll show you how to do it. Plus, they've got great videos on how to do searches on their site and everything else, all right? However, you can narrow it down if you're looking for specific FHA foreclosures in a zip code county, whatever, right? You can narrow the search. Then when you get that list, all of those are then put into the MLS by a HUD listing broker for that area, right? So you can go, hey, look, those are 6 properties that look like they might be potential. Let me go look them up in the MLS. Now I can find out who the quote unquote listing agent is for those and ask to do an open house at some of those, okay? Now, again, if they fit your criteria, it doesn't matter to me because the criteria for me is it generates. Thank you. All right. That's all a traffic generating event has to do. All right. And so anyway, so I taught this a couple years ago. The guy in Jacksonville reached out to the local HUD broker, got a favorable response. Yeah, I've got 6 of them, right now, go for it. The nice thing about those is there's automatic sense of urgency because it's sealed bid due in 10 days. It's, bam, bam, bam. So if they're interested in that property, there's a lot of sense of urgency. Number one. Number two, when you, so he reached out to her, sat in open house, followed up with an email. Hey, great, thanks for letting me do it. I had some good traffic. I had 6 or 8 people through. If you want to let them know, just kind of fitting into that boilerplate that you and I talked about. Hey, look, we'll give you feedback on who they were and the type of traffic we had, so you can let your asset manager know. And this guy also followed up with a handwritten note, right? Following up on Michael Mayer's book, right? Handwritten note. Hey, thanks again. Appreciate it. It was really generous of you, and anything I can do for you, let me know. Well, 3 weeks later, he gets a call from her, all right, because he sat another open house for her, just, hey, look, now he's just dialoguing her email. Hey, can I say it open? Oh, yeah, go for it, right? 3 weeks later, he gets a call. Hey, John, this is Susan, and do you have any time? I've got 3 buyers. Would you be interested in a referral with these 3 buyers? And he's like, let me think. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. And he worked out a 25% referral agreement. And she said, hey, look, I get calls all the time, and I just don't have time to work with buyers. Now, again, if I were her, I'd probably set up a team and have a team of buyers agents, but God bless her, she didn't do that, right? Okay. But better than let those just go into the trash. He said, hey, look, let me parlay these. It's at least 25% of something's better than 100% of nothing, right? I'm not working these people. And this dude, and so John said, hey, sure. And they took the name information. They got a referral agreement signed and everything else good to go. And he just reads and said, hey, Susan, real quickly, I mean, you're in the ERA office or whatever. And why didn't you ask any of the agents in your office to do this? And she said, well, I've been doing these HUDs for 3 years, and none of them ever asked me to set an open house. And I figured you're pretty energetic and motivated, so who am I going to give a good lead to? Because a good lead is only as good as somebody that converts it, right? Because again, 25% of something's better than 100% of nothing, right? And so I'm going to give it to somebody that's shown that they're willing to work. Fair enough? And so he worked that for 1.5 years. He worked all sorts of leads for her, even though she was at ERA and he was at Future Home. But it all started with, hey, can I set a HUD open house? So I'm not, you never know where this is going to go. I'm not promising that's going to happen for you, right? But the reality is activity breeds activity, and sitting around waiting for the next greatest boomtown lead to come in, all right, is one thing. Another thing is to go out and make your own, go hunt, right? I can wait for a bear to fall in my trap, all right? Or I could go out and hunt a bear, all right, okay? Probably nothing wrong with setting a trap and then go out and hunting as well, all right, okay? Let's get multiple streams of income coming in. If they happen to fall into my trap, God bless them, all right, no problem. All right, but if they don't, I'm going to go hunt myself too. Okay, so that's just the way I always approached it and did it. So, are we good? Any questions from the crowd there? You guys are on mute. You have to unmute you if you do have a question. Anybody? No? Good? Okay, all right. There's some high level thinking going on in Wesley Capital office, I can see. You guys had a dialogue. You got a question? You got a question? No, we're good. All right, perfect. All right, everybody all right? All right, so again, the key to a traffic generating event is Okay, and go find one that generates traffic. But another key is, what we talked about when leading to, is this next step, right? Is converting that traffic. All the traffic in the world unconverted means nothing. Your list of 22 attendees at your open house, all right, without you setting and booking another meeting from a meeting, all right, give me that list and $3.50, and I can go get a cup of coffee at Starbucks. All right, because that's all that's worth to me. That list is just names on a piece of paper that they are not. Remember, it's the rule of the bar on Friday night. All right, getting the number doesn't. First of all, half the numbers I got didn't even correlate. They weren't correct. All right, 555-1212. It's like, yeah, every girl has the same number. Isn't that amazing, right? Okay. Right. Yeah, right. It's like, yeah. It's like 1-800, you're a loser. Damn it, man. I started to put the letter. You are a Jeez, right? But so the reality is, it didn't matter. Right? All the numbers in the world. Okay, so my job was I had 38 seconds to win them over. All right. Start a dialogue, get them off that Zillow person they'd seen on the sidebar ad all morning long, right? Yeah, but I was going to use this person because they're the premier agent. You know, it's because they paid a lot of money to be the premier agent. Doesn't mean that they're a premier agent, all right? It means they went out and got a small business loan and said, hey, look, here's my one shot, Macy, don't let me down, or whatever that song is. Yeah, exactly. To portray like they got all this exposure when the reality is all they did is spend $30,000 hoping that it's going to work, right? That was their investment. The good news about what we're doing, how much did it cost you to do a bank-owned open house? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we did have one there.
Okay, so they did. So they went way above and beyond. They did balloons. Okay. Okay. Get why? Because you were hoping that was going to generate more.
But that's just my personality. So I'm like, it's a party cup.
There you go. Absolutely.
Let's have some fun.
Love it. Okay. All right.
What I would do is
Yeah.
Yeah,
You never know. Absolutely. Okay. Once again, all right. Bag of M&Ms is great. I'd rather have a meeting booked for Tuesday afternoon to go show property. Okay. I'll bring you M&Ms then. All right. You want M&Ms? I'll show you M&Ms when we're looking at houses together. Right. Not M&Ms now. Yep.
We were talking, and then it ended up that her uncle is, well, her uncle is on the internet, and she said, apparently her uncle is.
Right.
My thought was because we had a lot of questions before.
Yep.
She thought,
Yep.
but it wasn't like progressing.
Right. Well, I would say, hey, look, yeah, he's not a board member. He doesn't have access to the MLS because if you don't have, not a board member, you can't get in the MLS. So he's missing probably 98% of the properties that are out there. He's looking like Zillow, like you are. All right. So if he actually has an active license, then I can pay him a referral. So I'm happy because if he actually has an active license home with a brokerage, even in a referral group, I can pay him a referral. I'm happy to do that if you want to, work with me. If not, what's he doing for you? Because how does he? Let's say we come to a property and we decide, okay, what's this worth? Right? What do you think we'd offer here? He doesn't have access to the data. So how's he going to help you formulate an offer? He's not going to be able to do any of that stuff. Right? So if you want, I'm happy to have a dialogue with him. If you want to work with me, but I have 4 criteria that you have to meet to work with me. All right? You have to be able to buy. You have to need to buy. You have to be willing to buy. And you have to be the last one, you're loyal to me, which means that your uncle's not going to write the offer because technically he can write an offer, all right, as a licensed agent. but he doesn't have the data. So do we have an agreement? Are we going to be on that? You know, and if you want, he's active, and he's, you know, has like hey, somebody's got something going on yeah, something's going on. Yeah, either that or poltergeist or something going on. Something happened. All right.
Yeah, I tried that next. So we had somebody come up from New York and look at the house they're relocating. And they were interested, you know, oh, we want to see something else around here. I was like, okay, you have time now to go and see. Red, yeah. He had done all the other open houses that were in the same neighborhood for that time, or that were for sale.
Yeah.
The same neighborhood, he had them there.
Perfect.
And we looked, and I was like, okay, you guys want to go see another? I pull out my phone, did it? They're like, yeah, let's go, and I'll follow you. So then I was able to get a more connection with them, you know exactly what they wanted. 38 seconds is not enough time. So we were able to.
Yeah, a second. Hey, Rebecca.
Oh, are you talking to me?
I think it's. Let me see.
If you're the host, you can mute, I think.
Or maybe I will take it. Oh, mute. Yeah, I think I muted you. You're good. All right, if you need to talk, unmute yourself, or maybe I'll have to unmute you. Put yourself on camera.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Perfect.
So we went out and saw 2 other properties that they had open houses, which was great that I was able to go. I didn't tell them, hey, go ahead, there's open houses.
Yeah,
Go
right,
ahead and
exactly.
see. So I went with them, they saw them, and then you know, I'm gonna follow up with them this week because they're still in town. So we want to meet this week to see if there's anything that may be ready for him to
We'll
get.
talk about it when you get back.
But it's relocating for January from New York to come down. So, but I tested that out. I was quick.
It works, right?
I thought of you, and then I was like, okay, let me see if they can go right now, because if they don't have anything else to do.
2 points there, because this is real life stuff, guys. This is perfect, right? Because this is why we love these groups, because this is how we learn, right? Is Brian was prepared before ahead of time, and ran other properties that were in that general area that people might want to look at that are similar. So you had them ready to go, knew the showing instructions, knew everything that was ready to go. Okay, number 1. Number 2, all right, Heidi, so I remembered her name. You've arrived.
Yeah.
He knows my name.
That's right.
What was number 2?
You are 16 going on 7. Okay. All right.
What was number 2?
On the 4 criteria?
No. You said 1, he was ready.
Sorry. Yeah, 4, Brian was ready with other properties. And 2, Heidi had remembered that we're going to go look at properties today, right? Rather than, hey, let's get together or give me your information, I'll follow up next week. She just said, hey, look, you know what? You guys are looking for other properties in this area? Here are 4 right now. Let's go look at them. Ready to go? And they're like, yeah, let's go. Let's ready. And that was the beauty of having 2 of you there.
And thankful, yes, that Brian was there.
The reason why to do it.
You just stay at the open house.
Brian
And
got
someone
the
else can
flow.
go look at other properties. So,
And here's another thing about people from New York. Buying and selling a house in New York is different than it is in Florida. Because the question from them is like, what do you charge us for your commission? I was like,
That
well,
was our only question.
you get us for free because the seller pays for it.
And they were so happy, just switched, like, they
They
were
were
like,
like,
okay,
oh,
let's
okay,
go.
great.
in that case, now, are you with me?
No, we
You
can't.
can never assume. That's why back in the day, and you guys choose to do what you want to do. I showed a lot of property. Obviously, I was selling 100 homes a year. 85% of them were buyer control, right? So I had a lot of people in my car. I know it's not hip to do that. Everybody follow me, and that's fine, all right? But I'll tell you this. I established a lot of rapport with people in my car. Okay. All right. Now I get it. And that, okay, hey, is it safe and so on and so forth, right? I get it. You know, if you have a sense of, hey, look, you feel comfortable with these people, I would never poo-poo anybody putting them in the car as long as you feel safe. And this is being recorded, so I can always verify that I told you, right? But you feel safe because I locked these people in, all right? Because that gave me a chance to tell them a little bit about me and learn more about them and educate them on the process and overcome misconceptions. Sometimes, what do you mean? Really, I don't have to pay you anything? Or what do you mean? Your broker doesn't pay you by the mile to drive me around? You know what I mean? All these things, because we don't know, especially first-time home buyers, they're totally clueless, right? And if they don't know, whose fault is that? It's ours, right? If we don't educate them on the process, that they don't have to pay us, and that here's what happens. And by the way, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people say, oh, I would never use a transaction coordinator because I don't want to feel like people are pushed off or I'm not representing them, okay? Well, that was covered in the car, right? Because I would be, all of a sudden, I'd get a call from Maureen. By the way, you guys know Maureen. She happened to be my transaction coordinator back in the day, all right? That's where she's evolved from, right? And I was doing 100 transactions a year. So I'd get calls from Maureen, and I'd say, hey, you know what? You mind if I take this call? This is my transaction coordinator. You're going to get a chance to meet her pretty soon. All right? Okay, absolutely. All right. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, Maureen, once I get something to contract, all right, I turn it over to her. She and I dialogue, just like you heard me dialogue with her just now, but she's fantastic, man. In fact, it's funny, I have to go remind people that they like me too. Right? I always joke about that, all right? That they don't just love Maureen. I'm the one that introduced them to Maureen. So you love Maureen, you really love me. All right, okay. That's it. I would have that kind of line, all right? But I would just do that so that they didn't feel like they were being pushed off. Hey, she and I dialogue a lot. If she ever needs to, hey, look, it's time to call somebody because there's some issues. I think they really need to hear from you. She'll let me know. But she's fantastic at what she does. And this allows her taking care of this, because I'm selling 8 or 10 homes a month. This allows me to laser focus in working with you in the car right now. All right, because I know she's taking care of the termite report and the home inspection issues and on the other 4 deals we've got pending right. So it was a great time because, by the way, we all know that I don't get paid by the hour, right? Everybody back there, look in the mirror or adjust my rear view mirror, get eye contact. All right, everybody understands I don't get paid by the hour, right? All right, that I get paid by the deal, so it's a win-win for us. Because when you win, I win, right? And I have those kind of conversations, and I was not afraid to do it. Are they with me? Yeah. Okay. Can I get those of you that are muted? Can I at least get a wave? Say you're with me. Thumbs up. Hallelujah. Thank you, Wade. Anything?
Hallelujah.
Thank you. I love it. Very good. Good deal.
Hey, Bob, I just want to let you know the audio is still cutting out really bad for us. It seems like we're hearing some people on the other side of the room like really clearly, but your microphone is super directional. Sometimes when you lean over and you're closer to the computer, I can't hear you, but I can hear the lady in white.
You want to sit here?
No, it's That's Heidi. You don't know her name? Come on. That's the one I can't remember her name. So, all right, so I'm going to move the computer back. Let's all slide back. Everybody shift. To the left. All right, is that any better?
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
A lot.
Good. See? So closer is not better.
I guess in this case.
You want me to move over here?
No, you're good. No, we're perfect. We're good. All right, as long as you can hear us. If not, jump in and say, hey, it's getting bad again. All right? So, anyway, I'm not going to repeat what I just said other than I think it's because I've repeated it several times. Basically, we were talking about putting people in the car and gaining rapport with them, right? And it's, again, you have to feel safe if you feel safe doing it, but the sooner they get in your car, the better the chance you have to have rapport, right? And so it's just, again, look to book a meeting from a meeting. Heidi showed property the very afternoon. Hey, I'm safe to assume that's something you've never done.
Well, one, I do the open house for myself.
Right. Okay, fair enough. But you know what, okay, even if they were by themselves, okay, or even if the lender was there, because the lender can't really lock the door. Hey, you know, it's a vacant home. A lot of these foreclosures are vacant. No, they aren't, right? Okay, unless there's squatters there. But so hey, you know what? Let's go to the properties. Let me just put this sign down. People, I drove around. I didn't see my, you know. Such to me sometimes.
Get a sign and say, go back soon, call me.
Yeah, call me, right? An outsold property. All right. Yeah. Well,
So you have to have.
Not just a whole bag of stuff.
When I have an open house, I check the neighborhood and
Yep.
take a printout
yeah.
from other houses.
Yep.
And if there's something to be interested in, I can post that in an hour
Yeah.
or lunch or whatever.
Sure.
And we can go look at properties then if you want to come around for meetings.
Absolutely.
And it's, you know,
It has absolutely will work.
and that they're impressed the fact that I have, you know, other places.
Sure.
Other things have my laptop set up.
Yeah.
So I can show them right away.
Exactly.
What's in it.
Yeah. Perfect. The key is be ready to go. All right. And be ready to book a meeting from a meeting, because the whole idea is you are never going to see them again if they walk out the door. It sounds salesy, I get it. All right, but it's true, right? Okay. The reason Elisa has been so good at what she does is because she knew the minute they walked out her jewelry store, all right, when she was managing jewelry stores, sale wasn't happening, right? Because if you're in the mall, guess what? You have to walk all 50 feet to find another, you know, jeweler, right? So you know what? You better ask for the sale now, right? I don't care if they gave me their information, all right? Okay? It's yeah. But what are you selling? Are you selling? This is selling your ability to help them with minefield called the buying process. That's it, right? And you know more than them. And you know more than their uncle who doesn't have MLS access. And you know more than their aunt who doesn't have MLS access, but also is very, very part-time. Or you know more than them, especially if their whole body of knowledge is Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, and have no clue how to even get on the public record. Okay? So you need to build that confidence that I know more than them. If you do nothing else, you talk about affirmations in the Michael Mayer book, right? If nothing else, the affirmation you say in your mirror before you step out to go do that open house is, I know more than them. I know more than them. They are going to get a chance to meet me. How lucky they are.
I said that one time.
Good.
Because we both honestly did not feel good on Saturday.
Yeah.
We were Friday, cold. But we said, whoever meets us today, they're going to be lucky to meet us today.
That's right.
Work hard here.
That's
Work
right.
hard.
That's
We're
right.
here.
That's our mindset.
That's right. And by the way, when you show up, it's game time. All right? It is not play around time. You're not checking a box saying I did an open house. Right? If you're going to check a box, do an open house, and have no meetings booked and nothing accomplished after 3 hours, right? Go to the beach and read a good book instead, right? To clear your mind, to give yourself so maybe tomorrow, you can go with the mindset is, I'm going to go there. I'm hunting, all right? Now, again, what Bob is saying to me, don't chase track. What I'm saying is that you can attract, I'll tell you this, knowing what you're doing and having stuff figured out and being a solution to their problem, very attractive. Extremely attractive to somebody who can use that. All right? That open box is magical, and it tells me who's who, right? I love that. All right. So are you with me? That we're not chasing anybody, but our confidence is the attractiveness. All right?
Yes.
And each one of us is attractive in our own way to a different set of group of people, by the way. By the way, I'm just thinking through this, you know, like not poo-pooing the two of you being there together, but you might be having twice as many people that are meeting the 4 criteria because each of you connects with a different type of person, right? So the fact that if you were there by yourself, you might only had 3, right? And you would have had 4. So together you have 7, but it's still accomplishing the same thing because you're connecting with different types of people, right?
And that is true because the West Campus that we had open.
Yeah.
We had a lot of Spanish
Yeah.
customers. She speaks Spanish.
Bam.
So that was
Down in Compton, here we go. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what, to us, and what I told him, it doesn't matter that I was splitting deals because at the end of the day, we get 7 deals, that's half and half, that's 4 deals for us still.
That's right.
Regardless.
Absolutely.
So it does not matter.
And we all
We're
know.
not just getting 1, we're gonna get more than 1.
And we all know that 7 deals represents 30 deals.
For us,
I'm telling you.
And I like to focus on my goals and not just the
Yeah.
trend.
Sure, absolutely.
So,
I'm in the same economic situation, quick
Mm-hmm.
So it's not.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, because deals lead us to deals. All right. This is the most amazing corn in the world. All right. Because this corn, even though we harvest it, actually some of the fallout when we chop it falls off to the side, plants it itself, and becomes an orange tree. Yeah. All right. Elisa.
So I've been getting my nails
Love it.
before I was even a real estate agent. And the woman that does my nails, oh, you know, I think I might want to buy this investment property. We looked at a couple of different things. Very, very long story short, I sold her an investment home. Her mom, who also works at the shop, wanted to sell their home and buy another home. Well, they were going to do their house by owner.
Right.
So they took these god-awful pictures. There was like feet in the pictures by the pool. It was terrible.
Which, by the way, many realtors do the same thing.
Yeah. And it was a beautiful piece of property. Big, big lot, very nice home. So the mom had said, oh, I called so-and-so from the area. And she said, why don't Lisa come and take a look? So they did. I scheduled the appointment. I went there. I was prepared with my listing agreement. I got the listing. I did. So now that's 2. Now they needed to buy a house. That was 3. They referred their niece to me who had 5 to list.
5 homes, investment
list.
properties to list.
Right?
Okay.
Then
So that's
They want-
3, 8. Okay.
Then they wanted to buy the lot next door to the house that I just sold them.
9.
And then they have a vacation place that we're working on. They think they want to sell that too.
Wow.
You know why? And just from talking, and I say this all the time, just talk to people. You don't have to say, can you refer me to somebody?
Yeah.
Right.
Just talk and
Right.
be nice. And this is really nice. I'm working here at 10 in, and let me tell you how long. Since April.
Since April of this year.
Yes.
10.
Wow.
Okay.
Amazing.
It's a good set of nails. That's worth the cost of a fill.
It was a new place.
They're wise of me, I'm telling you, they're wise of me.
That's awesome. But I'm telling you, and that's my point, is that remember 7 don't equal 7. 7 equal 30, because people, well, when you take care of people, you don't have to ask for the referral. The referrals come. You do the right thing. You do what you do well and let other people tell. Right?
And I will tell you this, some of the 5 that she needed listed are a little further out than I go. So have somebody that you like to refer to. The Cushmans have been so good to me.
That's awesome.
Going up north, and I'm happy to give them and take my referral.
Why not?
So,
Right?
and it all just
It
keeps
all
on
comes
going.
rolling back out. I'm just telling you, it's a generosity
It's a
generation.
snowball effect.
It is.
The generosity generation is the way to go.
without, because leads, and because I'm a firm believer that every closed home, every satisfied client should represent another 4 sales, another 4 on top. Okay, so 1 equals 5. All right. Right. And it's just the way it rolls. And I'm not saying this year. You know, it has happened since April to October, or September. God bless you. Right. Okay. But if over the next couple of years, well-maintained orange trees, because this is what this corn becomes. These people are corn. Remember, these people that don't know them. I promised people last time that if you're willing to do the work, you will have people to work with that do not know you today and you did not know them, right? You woke up Sunday morning and these people that you now have, I think 4 of the 7, no, the 3 of the 7 at least, right? 3 of the 7 came from Sunday that you didn't know them and they didn't know you, okay? When you went to bed Saturday night, okay? And they meet all 4 criteria. So the key is, do the work, plant the seeds. You can't expect to harvest if you don't sow, right? We all want the harvest, but there's no sowing going on, right? So we need to have the sowing occurring. And then when we're sowing, part of the sowing is not just putting the seed in, but converting it, right? And having these little mindset shifts. The Orlando group, I was telling in the meeting before the meeting, we're in town, the whole family's down, so we're in town, and we're in our Windermere house. So I'm here on the weekends. So I told the one agent that I was talking to yesterday in the Orlando office was having trouble with conversion. I said, well, let me know when you're doing an open house. I'm going to come and I'm going to convert for you. Right? Okay. What's that?
I said, let me know.
Well, I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her, we're going to go Facebook Live. All right. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and say, hey, look, we'll Facebook Live. Hey, someone's walking at the door. You're going to hear me say they have no idea how lucky they are to get a chance to meet. Right, and to myself as they walk in the door, and then I'm gonna. You know what? Am I gonna get shut out sometimes? People are like, hey, you know what? They're gonna be jerks. No, I don't. That guy don't want to. What was it? We were only kind of half joking. What was it? Somebody said that. Or was it you, Erm, that said people were coming in? They kind of had a know-it-all effect. Okay, so here's a good one, right? So Erm said, well, people came in, and this guy came in, and he's like, oh, yeah, I got this. I know all about this home should sell for. And what was the first thing that came out of my mouth immediately? I said, and what's that based on? I haven't done this in 18 years, all right? Okay? That's long, probably 12 years, right? But this guy, when people came in and they were the perceived in their own mind expert, say, great, hey, that's fantastic. Sounds like, A, you have access to the MLS, or some other RPR, or some other valuation tool. You got an appraisal background? I'm like, well, no, but I, stayed at Holiday Inn last night and I know how to get on Zillow. Okay, great. All right. Big flipping deal. So now is my chance to kind of call their bluff. And again, don't be afraid. Why was I not afraid to call people's bluffs? Prepared, I was confident, and guess what? I was never going to see him again. All right. Right? Okay. They're not my mortgage payment, all right, unless I convert them, right? If they walk out the jewelry store door, I'm never going to see them again. Here's my one last chance to, hey, look. So I get real bold, right? To borrow a term that we all know from Keller Williams, right? I get real bold when people walk in the door because, hey, look. You like me, you don't like me, I like you, I may not like you. I may like you, I may not like you, all right? This may or may not be a fit, but we're going to find out in the next 28 seconds. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you got to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, right? Yeah. But you know what, after a while, you see people's reactions. People, again, what is attractive about that? I'm not saying somebody's a jerk, right? But I'm just saying, hey, look, honestly, is that based on because I can throw numbers out, right? So where are you getting those numbers? Because quite frankly, you've already done your numbers ahead of time. You did your homework. That sounds pretty impressive because you're dead on. All right.
He paused and waited for them to respond.
Right.
And it's like, then they're going to start thinking like,
We're taking back to that response that he.
The last 3 realtors I used that on said, oh, okay, yeah, I'll leave you alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And
Right.
the client does not expect you to answer with a question. You always answer with a question. You never answer the question. You answer with a question.
Good. That's good stuff right there. That's quality. Answer a question with a question.
You answer a question. Never answer. What the answer.
Right. And or I said, boy, that's pretty impressive. You must have a background because that seems to be dead on what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Where's your background? Where are you getting that info? You know? And then we kind of joked about it if they start to hem and haw and say, well, the reason I ask is that sometimes I come in here and people have knowledge and they have a background and that it's fully validated and it's good stuff and you can have a good conversation about that. And quite frankly, sometimes I come in and people are pulling numbers out of their backside, right? Okay? And so I just want to get a feel for where you're getting your info. Again, am I fearful of offending them so I don't gain them as a client? No, because if I don't gain them as a client in the next 38 seconds, they're not a client. Okay? You know, it's just, are you with me? Any questions out there in Zoom land? Let's see.
Nope, we're good.
Good? All right. Let's see who else we have. Hey, Deanne, is that Deanne Nelson? You're on mute if you are, and no camera. I know it's earlier in Tennessee.
But I was gonna, hey, I unmuted myself. Yes, but I did shut off the video because I don't have makeup on.
I was going to say, it's an hour earlier in Tennessee. So we understand, and that's okay. You know what? But you know what? I'm on camera, and I don't have makeup. Good to see you. Has the weather broken up there yet?
Well, it's not raining at the moment, but it is extremely cloudy today, but I'm thankful it's not 90 degrees because I felt like I've been living in Florida.
Yeah, see, I'm ready for fall.
Still got it here.
I'm still waiting for my lawn to be overseeded, and they still haven't done it yet, so I've got to figure that out. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good to see you. You can mute yourself again if you want. Good to hear from you.
Thanks.
So Deanne is an agent with us here in Florida, but also owns her own brokerage in Tennessee.
Oh.
So, and she's done some stuff and is doing 100Ks-ish stuff with her group up there. So it's kind of fun. So anyway, so it's a lot of fun. And she's in the Nashville general vicinity. All right. As is Elisa's dad, Nick, who's also in a referral group here still with his Florida license, but has a Tennessee license. But he's not with Deanne's group. He's with another village. Oh, he does. Oh, yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, they were together at the same brokerage for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, very small. Good, good deal. So, everybody, good there. All right. So, we talked about becoming an expert in investor buying. There's that great class that we have on Speak the Language of an Investor that's on FHR University. For first-time home buyers with vigor, there's a great class that Chris Light taught on FHR University, working with down payment assistance programs as well as home partners, which is that great lease option gig. All right, it's a good thing to work with people who maybe want to go now and ready to do. What happens is if they qualify, and it's a little tougher to go through, you got to understand their process, but it's a good deal because this Home Partners of America goes and buys the house for cash. You get paid right now. You're out. You're representing Home Partners of America. You get the cash deal. You're done. Then Home Partners of America does a lease option with the person that you introduced to. That's kind of good. What? Right? Go about it. So it's really cool. Watch that class. He covers both of them on that class. Yeah, it's really good. It's good stuff. Yeah, Home Partners of America. And again, more bullets we have in our belts, right? The more chances of our hunting working, right? Okay. I'm going to go out and hunt and kill, and I know that's good for you vegans, all right, but you never remember you lost your right to be offended when you paid $0 to get in the door, all right? So.
What was the name of the class?
Well, it's probably, I think it's a Home Partners.
Chris.
Yeah, if you message Chris Light, or put that out there. On there. I think Chris, he really likes himself on that. He taught that class, so he probably has a link he'll send you. He has one saved, probably branded to his own logo and everything else. So.
Okay.
And tell them I said so. But it's on FHR University. I think it's probably Getting Business Done. It's in that same, it'll look pretty familiar with about first-time home buyer programs and home partners or something it's called. But it's on FHR University.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Someone has a question? You know, I don't know. I haven't seen. I go on their website and find out. All right, yeah, so I don't know. Which is good. I mean,
He just posted. Yeah, he's the guy.
yeah, he's,
Chris Lyon.
yeah, Chris Lyon. Yeah, Lighty. All right. And then let your buyers lead you to your listings, right? We're seeing evidence of that already, all right? They might have a home to sell and da-da-da-da. By the way, if they're from New York and you're out there showing property and you've properly educated them, they're on board because you're not going to charge them a retainer on the front side. Go look at houses and hallelujah, this is only in America. Well, not only in America, but only in Florida and America, right? So get more specific. You educated them and everything else, and they say, well, great, but you know, we have a home to sell in Hoboken. All right, great. You know what? I've got a great agent in Hoboken. All right, what's that? Yeah, right, exactly. See? Okay. Yeah, see? The reality is that how do you know? I know a great agent in Anchorage, Alaska. I know a great agent in Key West, Florida. I know a great agent in fill in the blank. Why? You know more than them. I know how to vet a good agent better than they know how to vet a good agent or a bad one. All right? And so what I did, I've done this a lot, people. As soon as I understood the power of the referral of an out-of-state referral, because quite frankly, I was so hungry. If it was in-state, my license said Florida, and I'm going. All right? Okay. Jacksonville, I know a great agent in Jacksonville. Really, who? Me. All right? Okay. Give me access, and I'll go pay for access to the MLS. All right? If I'm going to go sell a $300,000 home, I can make a $9,000 commission. That'll pay for my $422 MLS access for Jacksonville. All right? I'll go find a way. You do what you want to do. I get it. That's fine. I wouldn't do it now, but back then I would. All right? But go ahead. Yeah, great question. Here's where I'm leading. The question was, how do we vet another agent from North Carolina? Right? Because I'm going to go, okay, so give me some ideas of your home up there if it's a home to sell. All right? It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage in this school. You mentioned school district. That sounded pretty important. Oh, yeah, we're in the best school district in the area. Great. I know exactly what you're talking about. I said, let me do some digging. Give me a day and I'll get back to you. I'm going to go to realtor.com or Zillow, but mostly realtor.com. All right. And I'm going to start digging around for homes that fit that criteria. And I'm going to see somebody that's going to pop up. Okay. Now I'm going to look and say, hey, this is not the premier agent, but the one that has 6 listings that fit that criteria. Is that fair? Should I really, am I negating the brand new agent who could do a good job? Uh-huh. Because I'm going to go with the no, right? And then I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call this agent. I'm going to say, hey, Judy, Bob McDougall from down here in Tampa. I've got a client that potentially that's looking to move here that may have a home to sell up there in your neck of the woods. I was on your realtor.com, saw you have 6 active listings. I was on your website. I see you have a team. Seems like you've got stuff going on. I've looked at your enhanced listings on realtor.com, the way you market a home. And it seems like you're not just doing camera shots from your iPhone. Looks like you got professional staging going on, it's photography. Tell me a little bit about what you do, because I'm thinking about referring these people to you. Boom. Tells me, I said, you got to sell me, because I remembered that my name's on the referral, and that's going to affect how they reflect. That's going to reflect on me down here. So I want to make sure we have an agreement that you're going to treat these people right. All right, because it's only as good as, and I'd love to enter a great relationship. If this one works, you got people moving to Florida all the time. You might have people vice versa, people we call them halfbacks. You guys know halfbacks? People from New York that move to Florida and like, yeah, it's really hot, and they're going halfway back. We get them in Tennessee all the time. All right? It's like, hey, I don't want to go cold. I'll go kind of fall-y-ish would be nice, right? Okay? So we call them halfbacks, right? Okay, so they come all the way down and they go halfway back, all right? And so I get halfbacks all the time. Maybe I can refer some buyers up your way. I'd love to do that. But hey, first of all, are you good with the 25, 30, whatever you decide referral fee, all right? And are you going to take really good care of these people, all right? Boom. You know what, Bob, I'm really slammed right now. Okay, great, no problem. We'll move on. All right. Usually doesn't take many phone calls, especially when they know it's not just you sending an email, but you've called and had a dialogue with them. Because remember our pyramid, the 7 levels of communication, right? Is a phone call better than an email?
Yes.
Absolutely. Ideally, I fly up there and interview them face to face. All right. Am I going to do that? No. Okay. But I'm moving higher up the pyramid by picking up the phone. Right. And now that's why, by the way, I get the power of the fact I call agents on their birthday. It's higher on the pyramid than me sending them a Facebook post. All right. I get it. All right. By the way, thank you very much. If I did not respond, everybody, this was the year that everybody said, hey, let me turnabout's fair play. I'm calling Bob, which is great. But there's one broker calling you. There's 1,300 you calling me. My phone was hanging off the hook. So thank you for all the birthday calls. I appreciate it. If I didn't respond personally, thumbs up. Okay, I appreciate it. It's all good. All right, cool. But thank you for the phone. That being said, that's why we pick up the phone. Now they feel they are, hey, compared to the lead they got via email, right? They're more vested in my lead than they would be had I just sent them an email about it. Are you with me? Yeah. But the power of that, all right? Last year, these are just from people and friends that I run across that are not even in the state. I think I made 50 grand last year in referral fees. 25%. All right. But I know people, they know I'm in real estate, right? I've got people that reach out to me, past clients that still reach out to me. Bob, I got a sister in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, right? That's looking to sell a place. Do you know an agent there? I do. Right? I can make that phone call all day long, right? Absolutely. I know, okay, looking to buy, looking to sell. Man, if they're by the way, if they're looking to buy, how do you vet those people? Pretty much the same way. Because listing agents who have their stuff put together generally understand the market, and I'm going to call them first. Say, hey, look, I got a client that's looking for homes like you seem to have a lot of listings. Do you have somebody, one of your team members that works with buyers, or do you personally work with buyers? Because I need to turn this over to somebody that's going to take really good care of them. All right, boom. All right. So what does that mean? That means that there was $200,000 worth of commissions, roughly, right? That I got paid 50 grand last year on 25% on the referral fees alone. Just because of there's a referral acknowledgement. We have it online. All right, it's already pre-signed by me. All right, it has a stamp on there with my that. By the way, quick word of advice. All right, we had an issue recently. Technically, referral agreements are from broker to broker. Okay, everybody hear me on that? We allow you that's why we have one pre-signed by me as the broker. All right, I advise you do that. In a perfect world, it's the broker signing off on it. From the reality is, a lot of times it's the other agent, right? 99% of the time, it's not an issue. Okay. 1% popped up last week. One of our agents referred a deal to somebody out in California, right? It was 6 months ago, a potential listing. The agent signed the referral agreement, sent it back from a Coldwell Banker office out in California, right? Well, this person also deals a lot with the military, and USAA has their own little gig going on. So this client decided to reach out to USAA and also got signed up for this. Hey, I get basically money back is the way USAA works it. Okay, the client does. If you use a USAA, so the client said, well, here's my realtor. And this agent picked up the phone and said, yes, I will accept that referral. Shame on her. In my opinion, she's having to pay a double referral. Pay a referral to our agent that she's already signed agreeing, and to USAA, however she's going to do it. Well, of course, now it's under contract, and now she's all upset. The agent in California. No, I'm not paying yours. I'm not paying yours because I didn't know that I was going to say, well, hello. All right. If I sell a home 3 times to the same buyer, to different buyers, then I'm up against it as a seller. I'm screwed up, right? If I sign multiple referral agreements, then I'm going to pay multiple referral agreements. All right. Good lesson to learn. Remember it next time, but pay us up, right? So of course, my agent gives me all the details. I put a call into the broker, and I told my agent on the front side, hey, look, just so you know, the only issue I see here is that the broker of that office did not sign this referral. It was from the agent. I said, I smell where this is going, all right? So of course, I'm not gonna bring it up. So I called, left a message, we traded messages. I finally got a hold of the broker, and she said, oh yeah, I saw what you sent me. Hey, you know what? I don't see a signature from any of our authorized people in our office. I said, here's my quote, and I said, I think her name is Beverly. I said, Beverly, you're really gonna go there? She says, go where? I said, you're gonna drop the I didn't sign it, only my agent signed it line on me? She said, yeah. I said, so if I really got upset and I subpoenaed your records, I could never find a referral paid by you where an agent signed it instead of a broker? She goes, well, if you subpoena my records, then we've got other issues going. I said, well, I just want you to understand the severity of, and she goes, well, what do you expect my agent to do? I said, live up to their word. And she said, well, it's not going to happen. We didn't know that this. I said, well, it's not our fault that she's paying multiple referrals. I said, but technically, I got to tell you, you know, it is between broker and broker. But if that's the case, I need to know. You need to get home whenever you get back to when she was in the car. Send me an email that says you plan on not honoring your referral agreement. And two things are going to happen. I'm going to discuss what our options are with my legal team. And the second thing is I'm going to let my 1,300 agents know that this office in California, we do not do business with. All right, because absolutely there's no way if we're not going to honor our agreements. I said, I'm here to tell you that if the roles were reversed, I would tell my agent, you know what, bad mistake, you're paying 2 referrals. You would, I said, I certainly would. I said, I've done in the past. All right, lesson learned. Okay. Well, next thing you know, I called our agent back, said, hey, look, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. We don't have really a leg to stand on based upon the fact she dropped that card on me like I thought she might. Well, I sent an email following up her email and included her agent. Said, hey, look, you know, shame on your agent. And the only thing I want to know is if your agent isn't authorized to agree to commit or to referral agreements, then what form of punishment are you planning on levying on her for unauthorizing a referral? And not doing it, because I authorize my agents to do their own referrals, but you obviously don't. So and by the way, so her agent sent this long, hey, here's what really happened. There's no way. And next thing you know, within 24 hours, we got a call from their office asking for our W-9 where they can send a referral check. Because they decided to do the right thing, right? Okay, all right. They just didn't want the bad press, and which is I get it. But that being said, that's a long story around. Protect yourself 100%, get it broker to broker on your referral. Okay, ideal. Okay, I'd love to think that we don't have to do that, but technically to be having legal enforcement, broker to broker. Fair enough? Cool? All right, so these people walking in, all right, just because they have something to business to transact, all right, hey, I'm not looking for a home here. I saw your signs looking for an aggressive realtor to sell my home. Great. Now we end up getting the listing. We're also moving to fill in the blank. Great. I know a great agent in fill in the blank. It's one of my favorite places in America, fill in the blank. All right? All right? It's a wonderful place. So, cool. All right. Okay, so that's that, and we're going to roll through the next part. Boy, the whole idea of 20 minutes on corn planting, all right, and we'll be done. And here we are 90 minutes into corn planting, all right? That's okay. Let's talk about this, and if you can indulge me for about 10 minutes, I'm going to talk about the 4 enriching rituals, all right, from the book. This is from Michael Mayer's book. Remember, the cool thing about our corn is our corn becomes oranges, all right? It's magical corn, all right? The morning ritual, which consists of affirmations and blessings and personal prep and exercise. By the way, this PowerPoint is actually already posted on 100K because I put it out there for the that were there to see. So if you want to take notes, feel free, but if not, so affirmations, we know what those are. All right, I'm a winner, I'm a winner, I'm a winner. Deanne, we saw her on, she's still on, but she posted a couple years ago, there was a great video. She posted that little girl standing on the bathroom counter. You ever seen that one? All right. Oh, Deanne, if you get a chance, find that and post it again if you could. That'd be great when you get a moment on 100K. She's like, it's a little girl, she's maybe 3 or 4, and she's standing on the bathroom counter looking in the mirror, and her dad's bidding her because she does this every morning. I feel great. This is going to be a great day. I love my house. I love my dog. I love my toothbrush. She was just going through. It's awesome, man. I love my brother. I love my mom. I love, I love everything about me. I love my hair. It's just awesome, right? What if we all had that attitude, right? Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, here we go. It's like my version of McDougal to the best, right? Right? Here we go. It's like, it's just the way. So those are the kind of affirmations. And part of those affirmations are focusing on our blessings, all right? Deanne, I'm going to use her as an example. Many years, probably 2 or 3 years ago, we did this list of, it was probably about 30 sentences long of affirming who she was in a powerful woman in the real estate industry, and boom, 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 boom. And all this stuff started to come. She owns her own real estate company now in Tennessee, right? She didn't have it. She's writing all this down. And what she did is every day for 30 days, she hand wrote this. And so because of handwriting it, in 30 days, handwriting it, locked it in. Now she can spit it out, right? It's powerful stuff, right? So those are affirmations. Well, I'm talking about affirmations, right? Who we are. All right. Now I'm a firm believer. I'm who I am in Christ. For me, it's a big part of me and who I am. And I can easily guide you, open my Bible and tell me who I am, because I am who I am, because I'm a new creature, right? And bam, 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 all these things. The blessings are there. Personal prep. All right. We're planning ahead. We are not people with kids, right? I get it. When I was in the heat of my business, man, deep down, when I was not only selling a lot of homes, but also starting to build future home realty. All right. Joseph was about 3 years old. And so there were things to do when you got a 3-year-old in the house, right? And so we learned that, hey, you know what? Put in his little backpack, all right, which is very critical for a 3-year-old, right, to have when he goes to school, because, you got to have the right blanket and everything else in there, right? So, but the shoes were there. It was right by the door. We loved to go out the garage every night when it was ready to roll, right? I could not stand mornings when we're screaming around, where the is the backpack, right? Okay, just get organized. Right, yeah, best friend, exactly, right? Okay, all that stuff. Part of that is important, and then a little me time. Exercise is critical. You start your day out with some good quality exercise, whether it be walking or dead or whatever. I'll tell you, we got a killer. I told you I have a rowing machine. All right, Jeanette's, and now that she's in Windermere, we ordered a because it's a little hot here. All right, so and we still will go to the gym just because we're trying to stay healthy, right? Because nobody uses, washes their hands after leaving the restaurant. So we've decided that and they cough all over the machines and everything else. So we got this really nice treadmill now. It was really great because this treadmill Joseph was using the other day. He was walking along the sign, the river in Paris. It was really because it had all these virtual things that he was doing, and then he's going this dude, and it was just kind of buffed out. Looking trainer that he was following, right? And it's like, and Joseph's 15, so he's like, look at what this guy out on me. No, here we go, right? So you go to a quicker pace, but it's fun. And he was walking. You got to see, hey, we're on the Champs-Elysees, and going through the Arc de Triomphe and everything else. It's kind of cool, right? So he's running. There's some really cool stuff that you can do, all right, that would keep you engaged, all right? Okay, not that you have to go get one of those, by the way. Just go out and walk. All right, okay, there's nothing wrong. By the way, if you walk outside right now, you could probably lose twice as much weight. All right, okay. Exercise or pre-leave ritual. I'm going to spend 4 minutes on this because this will change your life. I will tell you the pre-leave ritual will change your life in a couple of ways. All right, can you guys hear me okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So here's the deal. Pre-leave ritual says our desk is in order. Now, we all know, some of you have desks, all right? A desk for me is anywhere this lands, okay? You can see that. That's my computer bag that has everything I need, okay? Also, it's also my Jack Ryan mini wrap. In my mind, I'm a little CIA agent on the go. Okay, I can, I'm just posing as a real estate broker. My real life is, you don't see me for 3 months, it's because I'm not fighting terrorists. Okay, all right. So, getting something done. So, but anywhere I am, that's where my desk is, right? So when I say desk in order, here's all we're going to do. All right, is that we're going to clean up, and literally, let me tell you some examples. if I knew that I had to go pick up my child from pre-K or whatever's got going on, okay, and I had to be there at 3:30, then I need to leave by 3:10. Then at 3 o'clock, I'm setting an alarm on my phone that's going to remind me, clean up. Okay, so I'm going to start the cleanup process, which is just going to put some things in order and give some semblance of order in my life. Just like on the way out the door, I wanted order. I want order when I'm finishing up. All right. Part of that is going to be what we call the first and tens for the next day. Now, the first and tens in the book, in Michael Mayer's book, is taught a little differently. I've had a discussion with Michael over lunch about this and say, hey, look, Michael, what do you think about doing this, right? And then he said, no, I think it's a great idea. Okay, so here's the way we teach first and tens. Is let's say, well, let's do this. Let's pre-play our success. 7 buyers. We're going to set another open houses this weekend, so it's going to turn into 10. Next thing you know, life's getting busy. Now 3 are under contract. Things are happening. Boom, boom, boom. That starts to get a little messy. All right, that's okay. Messy stalls mean there are oxen there, right? Okay, saying things are happening. So I'm starting to get some folders that actually have stuff in it instead of blank. All right, all right. So, okay, that's right, which is good. It means there's actually executed contracts in them. Hallelujah. All right. Whether it be actual folders or virtual folders on my desktop, on my computer, right? They've got contracts executed. Things are happening, right? Well, it's 3 o'clock, right? But I've got 3 folders open, whether they be virtually open on my desktop or literally open on my desk, right? Before I shut those folders, hear me clearly on this, guys. This will change your life. Before I shut those folders, right now, 123 Main Street, 456 Maple, 789 Elm. Okay, I'm about creative on my street names. Yeah. Okay, thank God I don't name streets in Florida, right? So, but here I am. Before I shut 123 Main, all right, what am I doing right now? Well, I was just following up with the inspection report came in, and I know I need to follow up with that guy who does AC duct repair, all right? I don't have time to call him now, but I get a clean sheet of paper, and I write 123 Main at the top. Number 1, period. Call duct repair dude. All right, here's his name, John. Here's his phone number. Boom. Anything else on? Oh, yeah, I also need to follow up on the termite report. Follow up on termite, WDO company, Now, this would be if you didn't have a transaction coordinator, because transaction coordinator would be doing a lot of this if you were had a transaction coordinator, right? But whatever you're in, all right, check on financing for buyer. Boom, okay, boom. Shut that folder, right? Because we want, by the way, check on financing means call the buyer's agent or call the listing agent or call the lender, whatever that might be, put their name and phone number, okay? On my first and 10, you ready for first and 10 is really a what?
To-do list.
Thank you very much. Who said that? Sandra, nicely done. You get it. We give you a gold star. Ready? Bam. All right. Okay. It's a to-do list for tomorrow. Okay. I put 123 Main away. All right. Oh, 3 minutes in. I got 6 minutes. I got 7 minutes to do my other 2 before I have to leave to go pick up my child. Right. I'm on the 456 Maple. Okay, 456 Maple. What do I need to do? Oh, only 2 things. Boom, boom, boom. 456 Maple. Boom, boom. Contact numbers. If it's an email, write their email address down. Boom, boom, boom. Shut it. Put it away. Okay, 789 Elm. What do I need to do? Oh, nothing. I'm good on 789 Elm. Boom. Why? Guess what? Right now, your folders are open and everything's fresh in your brain. Agreed? You know what you were doing. I put it away. I'm going to go pick up my child. When I come back from picking up a child, I'm going to take him to gymnastics. After I get home from gymnastics, I'm going to try and rush and get dinner made. After I get dinner made, I'm going to try and get bath done. After I get bath done, I'm going to read, make sure I spend some quality time because they told me that all the psychology books said that I've got to read to my child before bed. And if I don't do it, right? And they're good, okay, as you do, boom, put them to bed, boom. All right? All great. Get them out the door tomorrow. I wake up tomorrow. Hear me clearly. All right? I'm going to show you 2 huge effects on this, right? I wake up tomorrow after I drop off my child to school, and I'm going to come back, and what I need to do is already there. All right? I made my to-do. Instead, what you're doing now, trust me, because I used to do it, is open up 123 Main and try and figure out where I was yesterday. right? And I spend 20 minutes trying to figure out that I need to do these 3 things. I am 20 minutes ahead on that one file alone, right? Because it was fresh when I put it away, okay? 20 minutes, 0 minutes, because there was nothing to do on Elm, all right? I just saved myself 40 minutes immediately just by doing the right thing. That's effect number 1. That will revolutionize your business right there. Second effect, are you ready? Any parents raise your hand? Any parents? Okay, perfect. All right, I'm with you. Remember, I was knee deep in this when Joseph was 3. All right. Second effect, it allows you to, and here's one of our hashtags, flip the sign. You know the beauty of owning a jewelry store? All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm waiting. Okay. There is a closing time. Correct?
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know the beauty of owning a print shop is I can flip the sign that says closed. All right? Your ring. Is that your ring? Oh, I thought it was your ring because that's my sign for somebody's at my front door. All right. My ring doorbell. I got one on the back door too. So my younger son, it's just a great camera. In case I had Samuel the other day. I said, "Hey Samuel, you're getting out of the pool. I told you to get out of the pool, and your towel is completely soaked, completely drenched." He's looking at me like, I said, "Now before you answer this question, I want you to understand one thing. That doorbell has a camera. All right. So what happened? All right. I threw my towel in on just to see if it would float." Because he was heading to the wind blew. I know where it was going, right? But it was as soon as I said, "Remember, there's a camera on that thing." All right. It's like hooking them up to a lie detector, man. All right. So, that being said,
Flip the sign.
oh yeah, flip the sign. Okay. If I own a store, I can close at 5 o'clock, right? So here's the thing. I learned as a realtor what was happening with my life, okay, in my different roles as a human being, all right? Because I had a role as a real estate agent, I had a role as a husband, I had a role as a father, I had a role as a leader in my church, I had all these different roles, right? Okay. Well, what I was doing is real estate was swallowing them all, right? Because it was consuming my life. And when I did not take the time, here's the other thing. There is something very cathartic, okay? Look it up. It feels good, all right? About taking something and putting it on a to-do list and shutting that file, knowing that, hey, I'm okay. Because when I was just scrambling around, putting it away, because I said, oh, it's 3:09, I gotta be out of here in a minute. Right? Scramble around, put everything away, shove it in my backpack or whatever my desktop or my laptop computer bag was, shove it all in there the whole way to picking up my child. After picking up my child, on the way home from picking up my child, I was thinking, why? What did I miss? There's something out on that main street I know I'm going to forget to do tomorrow. And if it screws this deal, I don't know how I'm going to pay our mortgage. That kind of stuff happens. I get it, right? It allows me, that to-do list for tomorrow allows me to flip the sign. I started to learn, I actually still do this today, because there are things I need to do as a broker of a large office, right? Okay, and some of it, if I don't flip the sign, when I go home and it's time to hit some tennis balls with Joseph, or back in the day in Tennessee, it was, hey, it's time to go play basement hockey with the boys, all right, which is awesome, by the way. I love having basement, right? Basements are awesome. If you fire away and things, there's nothing to break, and you know what it's awesome, right? But when I was playing basement hockey, if I hadn't done my first and 10, right, I wasn't fully there. I was not engaged in the role as father. Are you with me? Yeah. So, and I know you got a daughter that's a senior and one that's in 8th grade, right?
Yeah,
in case
junior in 8th grade.
Oh, junior. Okay, it's very important times, right? How important is that to be there when they're going to be there? Yeah, is it important to make money? Absolutely, right? So let's learn to define our roles and to set some guidelines so it helps us do each role better, right? I was finding Joseph, I'd pick him up when he was younger, And I'd say, hey, how was school, Joseph, right? And he'd start telling me, rattling how 3-year-olds are. They can rattle, boy. And he's rattling along the back seat, da-da-da-da-da. And my mind was wandering, thinking about all the deals I had going on and what I needed to do and everything else. And so I'd say, well, that's great, bud. And I'd see this look on his face. He said, Dad, I told you the kid pushed me down the slide and da-da-da-da. That's great. It's like, yeah, well, okay, egg on my face. That don't feel so good, right? Okay, so started to hit me. What if I, in this first and 10 idea, I'm just telling you, right? Plus, it allows you, last thing, to time block for the next day. Next day I come in, I've already got my first and 10. The first thing I'm gonna do is knock out those things, because if I've got things time blocked for the next day, that, hey, look, I'm gonna spend an hour doing some calls with my sphere, my orange grove, just to catch up and honestly listen to how they're doing, right? Without asking for referrals, just asking how are things going in their life, right? I'm going to time block that. If I've already got my first and 10 done, I've already got Maple, Elm, and Maine taken care of. I don't have to worry about that, and it's not on my mind when I'm making those calls, too. I can truly engage when they're telling me that they're going through a tough time in their life, right? How much better would it be? I'm just telling you, it's going to change your life. You're telling me a to-do list is going to change my life. The answer is yes. Okay? It'll change your life the night before, and it'll change your life the next day. All right? Cool. Pre-sleep ritual. I love this one. All right. I'm struggling right now with putting my phone down before bed. I really am. All right. To the point of, I think I'm about buying one of those little alarm clocks, like the old school. Because my excuse is, well, I need my phone near me because that's my alarm. Okay. Right. But it's also my, oh, let me check this real quick. Let me check with the baseball scores. Or let me check or let me check and see if there are dancing cats on Facebook right now. All right. Or whatever they got going on, right? We have a call. There's a really cool video of this colleague who's watching a colleague competition, right? And yeah, great. That's just a waste of it. That's fun, eh? But holy smoke, man. Add up all those 2-minute segments, and I could get my MBA, right? Okay, you know what I mean? What can I do, right? So just visualization and prayer, if I can learn to do that, set that aside, right? Okay? Yeah, great. I teach my kids that.
For the notification.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Because
I know. That's right. You have to literally. It is. Yeah. I'm still worrying because you've been stimulated. Again, I tell it to my 15-year-old all day long. Do I listen to myself? Absolutely not. Go.
Yeah.
All right. Sunday night ritual. Plan your week. Okay, I'm a firm. You know me. I'm gonna love this. This is the trip to the moon. This is the week yourself weekly, if not daily. Sunday night ritual. All right. If you'll commit to these, Steve. Thanks for your input, by the way. You as well. All right. Sunday night ritual. Plan your week. Schedule your clothes and food. Now, again, in the book, remember he teaches. Hey, you can even plan on what you're going to wear Thursday on Sunday night, and people say, that's ridiculous, all right? Okay, here's the problem, all right? Everybody tells me they can't do it, and then I say, you've ever been on a trip for more than a week? What did you do? Well, I knew exactly what I was going to wear on Thursday, so I could pack it. So you're saying it can't be done, or you don't want to do it, right? Now I'm saying, is that OCD, all right, by the way, anybody who's truly OCD would say it really should be CDO because that's the proper order. All right. I love that one. There's a great meme out there. I'm OCD, but I call it CDO because that's the proper order. But again, start with baby steps. I'm going to ask you to change the world tomorrow, right? But start with some baby steps of, you know what, let's do the plan our week, all right? Let's have an idea. Last night, I knew I was getting up at 5:30 to drive over here from Orlando to get here on time. Okay, all right? But I also knew that if I did not pre-make my oatmeal, put it in a baggie so I could heat it up in the microwave this morning at 5:53, right? I didn't have that penciled out. I knew it's about how long it takes me. I'm lucky, all right? Because Deanne, I don't wear makeup, so it doesn't matter. I see, there you go. That's perfect, right? And that's a great first intent right there. That's all it takes, right? It's cleansing. It gets it off your mind onto paper, and you can actually go engage. It does. It does. Absolutely. We only have so much RAM in our body, right? Okay, and so we've got to free it up. With that being said, I planned out, by the way, and I made a gluten-free, all right, because I have some carbs, all right, a gluten-free organic turkey that Jeanette found sandwich I brought with me. I had it all planned out, all right. And that bone broth she makes me, I pre-mixed it, okay, all right, and had that. But had I not done that, guess what? I'm running out the door and say, hey, you know what? That Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit thing, I didn't have my oatmeal, so that'd be pretty good right now, all right? Because there are a lot of Chick-fil-A signs, by the way, between here and Orlando, all right? Okay, all right? And I'm all in it, all right? But it takes some effort, guys. It doesn't just happen. I'm not outing myself as this huge, all right? But I will tell you this, you know, me and the Proverbs, let me tell you the proverb I read this morning. Okay, we're talking about discipline here is what we're talking about. So how about this proverb? Because today is the 25th, is it not?
It is.
Last verse of Proverbs 25, chapter 25. Like a city whose walls are broken down. Is that a good thing, by the way? A city with walls broken down? Okay. Like a city whose walls are broken down is the man who lacks self-control. Ouch. Right? Okay? I'm just telling you guys, you start to read that, and then I go out and say, okay, all right, and as soon as I want to pull off the exit to go eat that Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit thing, you know, I just see a crumbling wall. All right? Like, okay, do I want to be a man who has self-control or lacks self-control? And by the way, no one's watching. People say to me all the time, Bob, if you don't want us to eat donuts, why do you bring them to the office meeting? All right? Well, it's because there are donuts when you leave here. All right? And you better learn to control yourself. And if you don't, all right? And I'm not saying, I'm just, you know what I mean? If you say, hey, look, I'm not going to do it, whatever it is, okay? So all this is all part of that. Discipline. I'm telling you, the differentiator, what I've learned, the differentiator, those who do and those who don't is, here's a ready for a deep one? You guys, who wants deep? Wesley Chapel, you want deep? You want deep? Listen to this one. The difference between those who do and those who don't are those who do. All right.
Sounds fairly accurate, Bob.
You said, holy smokes, I took you off mute for that? Golly, okay? You know what? It's so true, right? It's those who do and those who don't, right? It is, right? And so are we going to be a doer, all right, or a hearer? Because to know and not to do is not to know. Hey, thank you. You guys are learning a lot, okay? All right, so send that ritual, plan your week, schedule your close, and those are it. All right, so here's what we're going to do, all right? That was from last time. We're going to go over this. So this is simple. Here's what we're going to do this between now and 2 weeks when we meet again, okay? I want you to start with a baby step. I want you to time block only one morning, okay? One morning. Now, I'm not saying the whole day. One morning, okay? I'm going easy on you, all right? That means I'm just going to map out what that tomorrow morning's going to look like, okay? And it could be, I'm not saying you have to go over and make 50 phone calls. I'm just saying time block what you are going to do. We're going to start the habit, okay? That's all we're doing. I want you to do the 4 rituals, okay? Now, again, I'll go easy on you too. Affirmations, 1 time each week. So there'll be 2 weeks, all right? So 1 time, do your affirmations in the morning, all right? You don't have to stand. If Deanne posts that video again, don't stand on the kitchen or the bathroom counter. You can if you want, all right? All right?
Bob, I posted it.
Oh, she did. Thanks, Deanne.
I posted it. I have her saved to my favorites bar. I need that little girl. She's awesome.
Yeah. He is good. Hey, Deanne. Are you still there? Deanne. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Deanne?
I can.
Okay. You gotta let, yeah, we can't hear you as well, but I want you to know the longer you stay in Tennessee, you're starting to get twangier.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I understand. That's all right, though. There's nothing wrong with those twins. By the way, any of the group, you have people that look for business in the Nashville area. Deanne's your gal, right? So we really do know a good agent in the Nashville area. All right.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. And I'm going to have to skip on out of here, but I would like to say, Bob, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. I wanted to tell you, I did send you a private message on those affirmations. I picked up Hal Elrod's Miracle Mornings, which now Michael also has it for real estate. And I began to implement that. And so I journal for 5 minutes. I sit silently for 8 minutes. I read in my Bible. I schedule it for 10 minutes, but then it usually goes 20. I also, journal, silence, read. I visualize my goals every morning. Then I also do my affirmations, and I now have 16 personal affirmations and 10 over my firm. 5 minutes on each group every single morning. Out loud.
And was that all in that specific pattern that you just described? Was that described in that book?
It is, and then has you go through questions of other things that you want to make habits. And one of my things I'm stretching for now is to run a 10K. So I'm up to a walk run of 5 miles 3 times a week. And then I'm at the gym Tuesdays and Thursdays for upper body.
Yeah.
So I do that. Then what worked for me was to put, I call it office or admin work. And I scheduled that. And I made a workflow chart for my agents because I have a hard time blocking. So I made it into what is administrative, what is actually income producing. Yes, putting a listing into paperless pipeline, that gets you closer to your commission, but it's not a direct way. So then I also put it into marketing because I'm also marketing to agents. So anyway, I do all of that every day and I track it. I review my goals at night and I time block. I look at my recreation once a week. I look at what I volunteer once a month, and I'm tracking it all on a piece of paper. It has been very productive changing for me.
Awesome. You know what? What I feel coming on, right, is that I'm going to grab that book. So I've heard about that book, obviously, through Michael several times. I'm going to pick it up, and it won't be the book. It's Hal Elrod and Michael Mayer, Miracle Mornings for Real Estate, right? Is that what it is?
Yes. I did not use the one for real estate. I just used the initial one because it was free download on my Amazon Prime.
Nice.
But that itself was enough to get me started and go with it.
Beautiful. Well, I can sense that we're going to maybe add that. It won't be on today's required reading, but maybe next month's, and then we can bring you in as a guest speaker from Tennessee virtually, because I'll show you how to do Zoom. I'll set you up and you can host it and get it done.
Okay, whatever works, if I can help back, because you know that I use this and I watch your videos because I use your lines and everything else when I'm working with my agent.
That's right. I stole them from somebody else, so that's okay. Remember the third time you say them, they're yours.
Right? Okay.
All right. Okay, so as soon as you say it 3 times, you say, as I've always said.
Yeah, all right. Well, good stuff, guys. I hate to leave out early, but I got to run.
We're going to be done anyway. We should have been off a while ago. So, hey, Barb's still here. Hey, Barb, have you been here a while? You're on mute, by the way. You just let us know.
I'm still here.
Are you? Have you been there for a while?
Yeah, I've been in since the beginning, just kind of incognito.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Good deal. Perfect. All right, so let's go on. So the 4 rituals, we all know what those are, right? Okay. Stay true to your commitments. Remember those commitments. We're going to work out 3 times a week, 30 minutes a day. for 3 times a week. We're going to drink 64 ounces of water. We're going to eat healthy. We're going to exercise. We're going to tithe. We're going to donate 4 hours a month at a nonprofit. All those things. They're all on one of the last PowerPoints. You can find them. I want you to go out there and find one example of law of the harvest. Now, what does that mean? Well, it could be from like, hey, look, I sowed and I reaped. There's a law of the harvest, right? But what you're going to find is there are little sayings around, all right? When I was traveling, when I didn't have the homes in both places and I was staying in hotels more, the Hampton Inns, I was a big Hampton Inn guy. The Hampton Inns always had little sayings in their workout rooms on their mirrors. And one was it work out today, work out now, feel better later, or feel good later, right? And that's the law of the harvest, right? Work out now is planting the seed, feel good later is the harvest, right? And so work out now, feel good later, that's an example. So you're going to see these things around. I mean, people will post things, and like you go into Kirkland's, and those little fancy, they always love good sayings that are written on a board, wood or something like that. And it's like, someday when I have a cabin, I'll put that in my cabin, right? Okay, so that's a good vision. Maybe you want to have a cabin in North Carolina to get away, like when it's 9,000, it was 990. When I say not a lot of very hot here, all right, you get away. So that's right. So if you can see it and actually out and take a picture of it, post it on 100K, all right? Read, here's our next book, The Greatest Salesman in the World.
The greatest salesman?
Okay. I'm sorry?
The greatest salesman of the world?
Yes, greatest salesman in the world. It's on the PowerPoint there. Og Mandino, Mandino. If you have seen recently on the Monday Motivations, remember I went through 10 scrolls, right?
Yeah.
Those 10 scrolls, if you haven't read the book, are you going to find out where I was getting those scrolls? Okay? This is great stuff. And it has nothing to do with sales, except everything to do with sales. Okay? All right?
But your scrolls have been great cliff notes so far.
Yeah,
I haven't
right.
read that one yet.
Cliff note version, right. And you're going to see it. By the way, I have the audio version I downloaded on Audible for like 99 cents. And I listen, and it's a powerful reading of the book. And it'll blow you away. All right? Yeah, it's a great one. I mean, if you listen to that while you're doing your morning walk or something, look out. All right. It's just incredible. So I'm going to encourage you to read it. We're going to discuss some more of that coming up. And then here's your, okay. Those of you who haven't done a traffic generating event yet. All right. In order to be allowed back in the room. All right. Virtually or real. All right. You need to either have 3 contracts. When I say contract, remember an offer is not a contract. An offer is signed by one party. Contracts are signed by 2. Okay. If you have trouble with that, Jim is still teaching the class, so you go to the contract class after this. All right. Okay. All right. But or we have the one on FHR University, right? But fully executed needs 3 contracts or 1 selfie of you at a TGE. Okay. That's right. Okay. Right. And maybe and ideally both. Right. Right? Because if all of a sudden you say, if you start resting on your laurels, I got 3 contracts, that's great. But if you snooze for 3 weeks, your pipeline starts to dry up. If we're planning on doing this, right? So it takes a consistent rolling of this, right? And remember, we're at these, we are out there to say, well, how can I help? I can't drive that enough. How can I help? Right? Angie, are you still there? I can't see my whole list. Angie Emerson.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so when I posted the Be Do Have yesterday, right, from, on the Monday Motivation, I loved your feedback, Angie, because it was basically saying is, when we're talking about being, it's not about being slick, it's about being genuine, being caring. All right, and Angie clarified that even better, so I appreciate you doing that, because it's critical, and that's what I'm talking about. Okay, in the 100K Facebook page, every Monday you'll see by the way, those are pre-recorded. I don't wear the same purple shirt for all 10 scrolls, all right, just so you know. That's not my Monday shirt, all right? I did those all, that's right. I time blocked that and got that all done. The same guy keeps walking by. Every Monday morning, that's that part. All right, so, But yeah, so it's, but the key is, and again, Angie, I appreciate that because we want to be the right kind of person so then we can do the right kind of things so then we can have the results we want, right? It's all about be, do, have, right? But it starts with be first, right? To be, then do, then have, all right? So sometimes stuff gets buried in 100K, so you have to look at it. We used to pin them at the top, but now that we started these Zoom sessions, we pin the Zoom session at the top. Anyway, you'll find it. All right. Oh, okay, perfect. All right. 3 contracts or 1 selfie. Is everybody clear on that? So
Yes,
you gotta go do a traffic generated event, because if you aren't doing a traffic generated event, then you better have 3 contracts. The reason I couldn't do it is because I have 3 contracts. Okay. All right. Share successes and challenges on the Facebook group page. So when you do it out there doing them, share it. All right. People, that's the synergy of the group, right? That's the why things work so well. It's because the synergy occurs. Okay. Fair
3
enough?
contracts by when? Next
3
week?
contracts by 2 weeks. I'm not sure it'll be either Tuesday or Wednesday next time. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you on your toes a little bit.
Okay.
I could start Wednesday. I could say Wednesday and change to Tuesday. I can, you know what I mean? I don't know. If the boys get ahead on their virtual school, we might be in Switzerland. I'm just teasing. Oh, we can do virtual school in Switzerland. There's a reason for that. Exactly. We're just waiting for the world to get safer. I need to go out and do my CIA work a little bit more, make sure these terrorists are under control, and then I'll feel good about traveling. I want to go to Scotland, visit my roots. Conquer or die. Remember that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Go see my family crest. All right. We ran long as we usually do. Any questions out there from Zoom world?
Nope, think we covered everything.
All right.
Nope.
Everybody's got your tasks. Go get them. Post your stuff. If you need us, reach out. And I'm glad you guys could join. We will post the replay of this. So if you ever want to replay it for yourself or a group of people with you and an accountability partner, the replays will be available once Mara gets it up on YouTube and does all that stuff. Cool? All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Thank you so much.